Oh, my love, please don't cry. Wash my bloody hands and we'll start a new life. Hey guys, how's it going? There's a little good Charlotte for you. I'm the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with an Earth 2 update video. I do have my scheduling figured out. I'm going to try to upload around 9 a.m. and then around 8 p.m., give or take an hour each way. Shout out to Guidebook Gaming for continuously referencing me in their videos, watching my videos on their live stream. Link to their Twitch channel down below. My referral code as well as my Patreon, because I do all this for free. Again, because I do get several hundred messages a day, I do have a tier in Patreon where you will get my actual personal phone number, $100 a month, if you need a question answered right away and you just can't wait an hour or so to wait for me to answer the comment. That's an option. Let's get into it. Will you ever make a guild? Oh, this is a good one. I think eventually at some point I will. Just right now I just don't have the time for it between the high risk lending business, which someone wants me to make a video on that. I probably will in the future. And then the Pokemon business, and then it's very hard right now for the time. At some point I probably will, maybe towards the end of the year if I can work from home. I'll keep you guys posted. There was an ad on Facebook about E2. I thought you said there were no ads yet. So they have not done any type of mainstream marketing, which I don't expect them to. Mainstream marketing, I mean like television, radio, commercials, all that, which anyone that knows marketing nowadays know that is grossly overpriced. You don't want to do that. If you want to throw a bunch of money away and you just want to spend $1 million and light it on fire, yeah, get a radio spot, get add in a magazine or commercial. But if you want something incredibly underpriced, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, any of those things, that is very, very underpriced in my opinion. So an ad on Facebook, which maybe costs them $100, that's something that is, I don't, yes, if you were going to do a profit and loss and a balance sheet for the company, yes, that would be an item that they lose $100 on. How much they gain because of that, who knows? Do you think it's a bad thing people will spend more time here than in the real world? I was actually talking to my girlfriend about this before, where if anyone's seen Alice Through the Looking Glass, there's a quote in there. I'm not sure if it's Johnny Depp's character or Alice's dad's character. It basically says, who's to say which is real? And if anyone's had dreams of people that have passed away, like you dream of like your aunt or your grandma or just any friend that's just not here anymore, like why does that happen? Maybe you're just tapping into another universe where those people are still alive. That's what I like to think. You can make the argument, well, when you're dreaming, your brain produces a large amount of dimethyltryptamine or DMT, and your brain is technically on drugs. That's why you have these crazy psychedelic dreams. And maybe, but also if you think about the way, like if anyone has any one of those shower radios or just radio in your car, you're listening to what you're tuned into. The radio is tuned into Z100, or it's tuned into BLI or Q1043. Those radio waves, every single radio wave is still all around us, but we're only listening to the one that we're tuned into. So who's to say that this virtual reality is not real? Who's to say that this reality is real? Animals, I mean, okay, yes, with us humans, we spend most of our time in the waking world. Awake, it's us. But what about animals that sleep for more than 12 hours a day, where they spend more than half of their life in another realm? Why isn't that the real, like, I don't I get a little too deep on that. I don't see any issue with it. If people want to spend their time in a virtual reality, I don't take any issue with that. That's something that, yeah, that's their reality. It's a new reality. Can we have a Jurassic Park in E2? And somebody else asked the question, will there be dinosaurs? So I don't know if it was Lego Jurassic Park or Jurassic Park on like PS4, where you couldn't breed dinosaurs and you can get characteristics of the parents. It's really cool. If we are able to have whatever we want, yeah, I want dinosaurs. I want dinosaurs. I want someone to have Jurassic Park. Although it'd probably be impossible to have pterodactyls or anything that can fly, because it's very hard to keep them in a park. They can just leave the island. Anything that is, don't know, nature finds a way. You know, again, I would love it, but I think it'd be very hard to keep animals in one spot. You know, especially dinosaurs that are huge. Will there be insurance in the game? This is a very good question because you are going to have aircraft, you're going to have resources, and if you can't keep your resources in a magical sack, where are you going to store them? If where you're storing them gets attacked by pirates in the Warring World or whatever, let's say you spent $10 on those resources, and then you get attacked, you get pilfered. Are those resources now you just lost out on $10? Maybe, or maybe you have an insurance thing. You pay $1 a month, $5 a month, or whatever, and you just have insurance. I don't know what that would be like. I think what will happen is what I'm toying with the idea right now is that if you have a company inside saying, hey, we're going to make sure your resources get from point A to point B, and not only that, we're going to guarantee it with this insurance. Pay $1, $10, $100, whatever it is. Maybe it'll be a small fraction of what they're paying to ship, and they'll guarantee it. They'll pay you for that if it gets stolen or lost. That's something that I think could be very, very fruitful, because you're only paying, as a company that is being the insurance company, you're only paying when something goes missing. When you're not doing your job as a defense contractor or whatever, when you're not doing your job, that's when you have to pay. But if you're very good at your job and you're very good at making sure your clients are happy, you don't have to pay. It's a lot of money. E2 Land says Phase 1 is all about buying high foot traffic areas, and Phase 2 will be all about buying high resource spawning areas. I think that is correct. What comes next? Right now, I think that, yes, they are correct. Phase 1 is about buying high foot traffic. Phase 2 is about high resources. Well, what happens when all the resources are collected? Again, not all the resources can be collected. They'll always continuously spawn. But what happens when people have enough resources, they can build? You're going to get more people. It's going to revert back to people buying high foot traffic areas, because now you have people visiting these amazing places that people are building, and you're going to get ad revenue for that. So people are going to go back and buying tiles close to where this opera house is, or where this concert hall is, where somebody remade CBGB's in New York. That closed down in like 2007. That was a famous blues rock house. If someone remakes that, you can be damn sure I'm going there. I was at one of the last concerts there before it closed. And this is something where if you have this giant draw of 100, 500, 10, even several thousand tiles, and you're on the outskirts of that, you're going to get that foot traffic, because people are like, oh, I wonder what stores are here, I wonder what's here. So you're going to get so many people that are going to be buying those high foot traffic areas again after that. And I'm waiting. I can't wait. Abdullah Qurbani says, oh, wait, next one. I'm sorry. Motiva Productions asks, what's your favorite movie and show of all time, and how might this pertain to Earth 2? So favorite movie and show recently I've been obsessed with is probably BoJack Horseman. It's so good about mental health and depression, and how money does not buy you happiness. It does not. You have to live with yourself, and I'm living proof of that as well. Money does not buy you happiness. Of all time, Gilmore Girls, Friends, Scrubs, Rick and Morty, Avatar, Legend of Korra, BoJack Horseman. Movie? God, I don't know. Love Rocky. Expendables. Sylvester Stallone is just the man. But either way, regardless of what it is, how might that affect E2? Anyone who's, let's say, their childhood favorite movie is like A Muppet's Christmas Carol, or their favorite book was Where the Monsters Are, where the monsters live, where the wild things are. If somebody recreates that in this world, there's going to be so many people going to it. There'll be so many people like, no, I'll pay to see that. They'll pay for that nostalgia. They'll pay for that feeling that they get that takes them back to when they were younger and things were good and happy. And you guys are, a lot of people are really underestimating that. Even in Pokemon, like the reason why I made a second business out of Pokemon, and yes, I still have that high risk lending, and I still invest in Tesla, and I will invest in Bitcoin. I'm much more excited about Pokemon because I don't have an emotional attachment to Tesla or Bitcoin. I have an emotional attachment to the artwork that is first edition Shadowless Pokemon cards. A lot of people don't understand that. Even people that like deal with money that are more successful than me, a lot of them just don't understand what nostalgia and feelings and art can do to you. I feel like everybody likes art, just not everybody knows it yet. And when people build that odes to your favorite shows and movies, they will come. People will come and they will look. They will go there. All right, so now we're going to Abdullah Kurbani. Says there are talks going on about a mass, if and when it a crash, and if and when it happens, how should we react? I've addressed these a little bit in the past, and a crash would be. I don't think will happen. When buildings are wiped and a bunch of people are like, oh my god, I didn't read anything about this, and the buildings, yeah, they're gone now. Already, it's hard to sell. If a property's worth, let's say, $1,000, you're probably not going to sell it at $1,000. You're probably going to have to sell it at 900, 800, 700, 600. Which is great. That's great for us. It's a buyer's market. Where if a property, this property of class 1 or class 2 is $1,000 and I can get it for 600, sold. So people will be even more. People might do 50%, 60, 70% off. I'm here for that all day. But if you're not, if you're just like, no, I just want to buy everything myself, by all means, use my referral code. And while you're at it, smash that like button. I predict a dip, but also, again, I'm more and more nowadays thinking that my original thought about there being a dip because of the phase 2 snap wipe, where all the buildings are gone, I'm thinking more I might be wrong, and that this game, so many people are in it, and it's just English-speaking people right now. It's not that big yet. All that would-be dip will be absorbed. Lots of people get in. It's going to be insane. It's going to be absolutely insane. There are rumors going around of a US dollar crypto. Will that negatively affect E2 crypto? There's a rumor going around. US dollar crypto. I think anything that the government touches is just not good. The free market is so much better at government than anything. The government making a US dollar crypto, I don't see working. I don't see people taking it seriously. And people aren't going to use it because, like, cash is king because it's untraceable, and Bitcoin is pretty close to untraceable as well. People aren't going to pay for a US dollar crypto where they are just, they're tracking everything that you buy, which, again, they can track everything with credit cards anyway, but I don't think it'll negatively affect E2 at all. If anything, it'll be better because people are like, oh, all right, well, US government's gone crazy. Where else can we put our money? And if you want to protect yourself, put it in commodities like gold and silver. You want to invest, you put it in stocks or Bitcoin or Ethereum. Or if this takes off, there is literally no ceiling. There is no cap. There is nothing that has to overcome it. This could be absolutely insane. Why are you so calm when talking about people not being able to withdraw? Don't you want access to your money, or do you not care because you're a secret developer? I'll let you guys in on a secret. I'm not that smart. I was born in Peru, third world country, and I was immigrated here. I was adopted, immigrated here, and I have 1 semester of community college under my belt. I am not smart enough to come up with this plan of being a secret developer and having a YouTube channel about other stuff. I'm smart at a couple things. Big giant plans like that is not one of them. Why am I so calm about not being able to withdraw? 1, because I'm not withdrawing. I mean, I'm not putting any money in because I'm just not buying, but I'm not selling, I'm not withdrawing. I'm in this for the long haul. Don't you want access to your money? Yeah, but developers have so much stuff going on right now. It can take 2-4 weeks. It can take 6 weeks for me to get my money. I don't care. I have other investments. I have other assets. I will be a little bit more liquid in the coming weeks. But if anything, I'm just going to put more money into this. I'm not going to take it out. That's why I'm very calm. And also because I don't put in any more money than I care about losing. Like if let's say, at this amount of money, I will care if I lose it all. But at this much, nah, whatever. Um, Phoenix can't wait to make a weaponized jet. Like, is sometimes you are looking forward to. Oh, what is something you're looking forward to creating the most? That's a good one. Weaponized jets would be great. If I could recreate the R Wing from Star Fox, that'd be pretty cool. Go in there and do a barrel roll. That'd be so much fun. Um, I'm looking forward to, yeah, building, creating that jet, building Pokemon stadiums, building a penguin. Someone mentioned penguin farm down in Antarctica. Yeah, I want zoos. I want to appreciate nature. I want that's just cool. Um, I think virtual reality will mirror real life, or at least what we want it to be. And I want to have people I want people to like things that they didn't knew that they liked before. Like, oh wow, I had no idea. This is great, and that's my goal. Can we build a roller coaster from one country to another? Portals, yes. Okay, so portals will not be the only way to travel. A roller coaster from one country to another would be insane. But again, I've mentioned this before. If anyone has been to Harry Potter World, how do you get from one park to another? How do you get from Diagon Alley to Hogsmeade? You have to take the Hogwarts Express. You have to get that train. And they could have just made it in Universal. They could have just made that a monorail, where he's like, oh look, hey, there's a construction going on, but they did not. They went above and beyond and made it an additional ride. They went and it's interactive. There's stuff. Oh, you can see people. Oh my God, look at that over there. It's cool. People are going to do that here. Yes, you can take a portal from this place to this place, but why not see what this person made? This person made a ride that you can go from here to here. That's amazing. That's cool. And a roller coaster from Mexico to the U.S. And you have a water slide that goes from Canada to the U.S. Like, that's so cool. That, yeah, there's going to be more than one way to travel. There's going to be multiple ways to travel. Building a roller coaster from one country to another is definitely possible. Again, there's someone that has their own island that they want to be the only way you can get there is by aircraft. They're going to own the aircraft. They're going to make an immersive experience, a ride. The way you get from the airport to your destination is going to be a limo, a car. He says you will not want to leave. I'm so excited for that. Okay, so developer update. Theron Galvin joins the team. All right, this guy is someone that started creating virtual worlds at the age of 7. He set a record at 12 years old where it took him 2 days to build a Star Wars ship model in a 3D studio. He was a household name on Turbo Squid, which is something where you could just build stuff and sell, virtually. 7 years ago, he built the largest model of Earth to date, the largest virtual model of Earth to date. He did that 7 years ago, okay? And his next logical step was to become the technical artist of E2, of Earth 2 that got him, Theron Galvin, and he can now top his previous record. This is the opportunity he has been waiting for. I can't get over how it's like these guys are getting, the number one draft pick. In football, how in football when you're the worst team, you get the number one draft pick. Oh, these guys are coming out of college. This guy's a beast. This guy's a tank. This guy's fast as a whip. You are getting. I don't know how they're doing it. Maybe they're promising some shares in the company if they go public. I don't know, but honestly, at this stage, why are people going to here? It's the same reason why all the top engineers that are graduating from colleges want to work at SpaceX and Tesla. They're the number 1 and 2 every single year. Why? And why aren't they pumped to go to like Ford or Volkswagen, even though Ford or Volkswagen is probably offering them more money? Because they want their work to mean something. Theron Galvin wants his work to mean something. There's no greater feat than creating the biggest Earth model there ever was, breaking his own record, but also because of the social consequences this will have. And again, when I say consequences, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in the best way possible. I read an article once of this dad that had was interviewed by a magazine, and he said, I originally was very upset at my daughters. He had 3 daughters. They had this big time rush obsession, and he's like, they weren't focusing on school. They were, tried to make radio stations play this band's new song, and they were just, and what did they do? Like I think they have a podcast now, but and it was in Australia. Eventually, he realized like, well, they got from sheer force of will and constant barraging, they got this radio station to play Big Time Rush's new song, and he realized like, without me knowing it, my daughters changed culture. These hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people would not have heard that song had it not been for them. Now, new memories are created, and that's something that if you can change culture, there's almost no better feeling. Be like, people are enjoying this because of me. Why I get like emotional sometimes because like I don't. It sucks that I don't have time a lot to watch other people's content, to watch Netflix, to watch movies. But the fact that other people are choosing to watch mine is just insane. So that's where I think Earth 2 is gathering all of these amazing people from, is because they know that they have something big. They know they have something that's unprecedented that can change the world. And they just want to be a part of that. There are a lot of writers in 15th century, when Shakespeare was alive, that when Shakespeare would hand them their plays to edit, make sure there were, things were in iambic pentameter and no mistakes, these writers would change lines in Shakespeare's play and put their own lines in. They didn't tell him. They didn't take credit for it, because they knew that his work was so legendary, it would surpass time and it would be remembered for years. What these people are doing, that why so many amazing people with amazing track records and history are going to this game, this company, is because they know. They know it's going to be absolutely a huge game changer. It's insane. No pun intended for game changer. Do you know how much money the developers put into this game and how much profit the developers have so far? So they had mentioned in January that they were profitable. I'm unsure if they were profitable in December and they just didn't mention it until January. But I don't know how much they put in. I don't know how much they're spending. Eventually, they might release their finances, profit and loss, and balance sheets. But again, they're not a public company. They're private, so they might never release that information. We don't know. I hope they do at some point. You mentioned BRICS a lot. The Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Which one would you choose if you had $10,000 and could only choose one? That is a very good question. And I'll go over why. I'm sorry this video is getting so long. Russia just has such a large landmass. And if you're short term for income tax, for land income tax or periodic credit, Russia would make the most sense because it's the largest. But if we're going, let's do brackets here. Let's do India versus Brazil. Brazil, I think, is a larger landmass than India. Even though India has more people and it has a higher GDP. Forget which one has a higher GDP. But even though India has 1 billion people there, I chose Brazil more often than India because, one, I think it'll spawn better resources because it has the Amazon over there. And because it's just more land. Again, short-term, more income tax. So and it's cheaper. India is over $3 a tile now. Brazil's still like under $2.50. China. Aria Realty in one of his last videos says he thinks China is going to be the next one to blow up. Like it's going to be as expensive or more expensive than America because of the money and the people that are there. India has a lot of people, but they don't have a lot of money. Not as much as China. And in China, what they do, in order to have like a good status, to be like considered, because again, there's a lot of men in China, not a lot of women. In order to be considered really eligible to marry someone's daughter, you have to have a minimum of 1 property, but mostly 3. So you could be damn sure that virtual properties is going to be something that is going to set them apart as well. South Africa, I think it's over $2 as well. I bought in South Africa just because of what I want to do with dolphins and what I want to do, and just and South Africa, Africa is China's China, where China puts so much money into Africa, building up the entire continent, not just South Africa. I would say Brazil. Brazil, out of all of those, if I had 10 grand and could only choose one, I would say Brazil. Um, just because of the potential, I think. Against all speculation, not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. This is just what I'm doing. Guys, I love you. The referral code means the world to me. The fact that you guys have continuously supported me throughout all of this. And also, I got a shout out from the developers today calling me the Randy Man. The Randy Man strikes again. I love that. It's amazing. Just comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I love you all. Class dismissed. Meow, meow, meow.